Hi, this is Mary Yaksh from the A-List Blogger Club. Today I want to show you how a lousy blog grew to over 12,000 subscribers. It's a very interesting story because the blog, as it looked at first, was destined to become just an also-ran, one of the many blogs that get cast aside, that do nothing, that litter the internet. But the blogger made some really important discoveries and changed some important things. And I'm going to trash that blog. And I can do that quite happily because it's actually my own blog. I found a way to see how my blog looked early on in the piece. So I'm going to show you one of the first two posts that I wrote and what my blog looked like. It was terrible. And I'll tell you about exactly how I went about changing it so that it really came to be one of the successful self-development blogs on the net.
Here's the first post I ever wrote on Good Life Zen. And you can see that when I first wrote Good Life Zen, I really didn't have any idea about blogging. And so what I did, if you look at the design, is I just took an out-of-the-box theme, a WordPress theme, very simple one, and used that. And really, that was actually quite a good decision because, the most important thing is to start, no matter how. What I want to show you is that you can start terribly in a way, make heaps of mistakes, but your blog can still thrive if you just learn as you go along. So the design really wasn't much to write home about. But it didn't matter because nobody sees your blog anyhow in the first 3 months. That's a reality of blogging, is that really, nobody sees it. Nobody responds. So it doesn't actually matter. Now, there are some things I did right. And there are other things that I really didn't do right at all. The first thing I did really well is the name of my blog, Good Life Zen. I've always been happy that I chose that name because it really expresses something. It expresses already a benefit for the reader, So that's really important. In a way, I actually hit upon a really good brand, if you like it, a name upon which I could build a good brand. So I'm really happy about that. But what I didn't understand in terms of branding was how important it is to get your niche right, And the way the niche is expressed in a blog is usually through the tagline. And the tagline is the line that goes here underneath the blog name. For example, here I have Enhance Life Through Meditation. Now, that was a real mistake. Why? Because it's so narrow. That would only really interest those people who do meditation and who want to enhance their life, So that's a very narrow niche. Now, if I hadn't changed that along the way, I would have been in trouble because this blog would not have grown. So that's the first thing really that you need to consider is the niche. The niche has to be large enough in order to attract the people. And here, I just didn't understand that. And to compound things, I also focused really more on my Zen work in the About page. And the About page is really important because you introduce yourself there. So I'm just going to go to the About page. And you can see there that I actually use an image of myself in my full regalia as a Zen master. Now that's not a good idea because again, that narrows it even more. And here I have my reason for starting Good Life Zen. I say, I started the Good Life Zen blog because I'm passionate about helping people to find joy and ease in life through meditation practice. Again, very narrow. So in order to thrive, in order to create a blog that could thrive, I actually had to change that. I had to change my focus and open up wider. And you will see that the other posts I've written, for example, here, how to recover the fun of playfulness, or can we learn to be happy, that I can see in the sidebars. Now, those are much wider theme than just meditation. So obviously that's what I wanted to write about, but I wasn't quite on track with the way I portrayed my blog. Just as another little important thing, you can see that I'm using the theme with two sidebars. These days I think that's a mistake. And that's just simply because it's quite cluttered, and you'll see how I continue to use that for a little while and then actually go to a much more open and minimalist look. So let's just jump to where I have about 5,000 subscribers. I've still got the image of what I looked like then. I mean, my blog looked like then. Here it is. And you can see that what I've started is to actually pay more attention to the branding. And I've added some design features that express the branding. One of the things I've done is I've added a particular green. You can see here that's a particular shade of green that is really typical for Good Life Zen. It's just a certain shade of green, and I love green, so I'm really happy with that. And the other design feature is this fern leaf, because the fern leaf really expresses freshness, becoming, nature, simplicity, and so on. This now looks more professional. I'm sure you can see that. You can see here I've got 5,000 readers, so my blog is already quite substantial. Obviously, I've learned a lot. But if you look now at the 3-column design, that is very busy, isn't it? Because what you can see is that instead of just linking to my favorite posts, I actually have an image of each favorite post. I think I saw that somewhere on another blog and immediately started doing that too. But it just is a bit too cluttered. So now let's fast forward to my present design. And you can see that I've maintained really crucial design elements. I just flip back so you can see I've gone from there to there. Now I've kept the green, but this time I've just used it in the title font of my blog. And I've also kept the fern leaf. So I'm just going to go to the home page. I'll just scroll down. You'll see that this time I've reduced to just one sidebar, and it just gives a much simpler look. It's not so cluttered. Let's actually go back and have a look at the tagline. I can't remember what I had as a tagline between. Let's just go back and have a look. Practical inspiration for a happier life. Yep, and I've stayed with that. Practical inspiration for a happier life. That took me a long time to develop. And if you're starting a blog, or if you've already got a blog, you need to just keep on working on that tagline until you're really happy with it. Okay, what I've done is I've put an about box on the front page. You will see it says here, I'm passionate about supporting people who want to lead a happier and more meaningful life. And then it says, watch my welcome video. And the welcome video is an integral part of the about page. And we'll just go there straight away. So here's my welcome video.
Hi, welcome to Good Life Zen. I'm Mary Yaksh, and Good Life Zen is my blog. You'll notice that Good Life Zen inhabits an area somewhere between spirituality and personal growth.
So you can see how a blog that really didn't have much going for it, which was Good Life Zen in its first incarnation, slowly grew and developed into a blog that really had much more potential and is now, just close to 12,000 subscribers. Now, quite simply, if I can do that, you can do it too. Because I started really with zero knowledge, and I had to learn a lot to be able to really bring my blog up. But it's not rocket science. The main thing is to get going and then to keep on going, because that's really what brings you through in this blogger journey. You don't have to have super talent. You can just be yourself and learn as you go, and know that you can make a lot of mistakes and still come out on top. Isn't that great? Blogging is just an amazing adventure. I hope that you enjoy it too. This is Mary Yaksh from the A-List Blogger Club.